Good morning and welcome to your West London Alliance staff meeting. My name is Graham. I'm on staff here at the church, and it is my pleasure to share with you a little bit about what God has been teaching me and also what I've been doing with my time. I've been here at the church in a number of different roles, but my role right now is the Director of Community Life, which means I oversee the stuff that we do inside of our church of connecting people into life groups and other different ministries. And I also oversee the stuff that we do out in the community. And so that's a lot of the community engagement that we do. And so I'm very thankful for all the opportunities I have to serve. And we'll try and update you now on some of the things that we've been doing. Let me just say to you right off the bat that I am very thankful for a number of the leaders that we have in this church. They've just been doing an incredible job in uncertainty of how long do you set up systems for to be online as a group? How long do you change things or stop things? And they've just kept a really good attitude throughout it all. And so I'm very thankful for all of our life group leaders, people like Chris Fulford, who's still scheduling ushers and greeters in case something does happen, which way to be hopeful. Thank you, Chris. Very thankful for Esther, who was able to help us immediately get a lot of our meeting stuff online and giving great tutorials of how to run Zoom and all of that information. Very thankful for how Nikki has taken over a number of the communication platforms that we're doing as a church. Thankful for Susan, who's got the community garden ready to go. And also very thankful for Laura Slee. And Laura Slee oversees our ESL program for women on Friday mornings. And this was her last season of ESL because she is going off to get married at the end of this month to a great guy named Daniel. And the last few weeks was different for her and her team. And they've launched ESL online. But Laura now is moving off to get married, and we're very thankful for her and thankful for how that team is going to be able to carry on all of the work that Laura had been doing for a number of years. So thank you, Laura, as you go off to get married. Congratulations, and you'll be missed. We hope you'll visit us soon. There's a few other people that have just been tremendously helpful. There's a bunch of people who went down and volunteered at the Salvation Army Center of Hope when serving food. That was pretty cool. A number of you jumped in on the food drive. And that, again, very thankful. The blessing that's been in the community with the Resource Center has been tremendous. One of the things I do for the Resource Center now is I'm pretty much their delivery service. So there's a number of people in the community who can't access the emergency food cupboard. And so I will go and help and deliver those foods. And so it's been a great way for me to meet new people in the community and to serve in that capacity. I'm very thankful for the witness that our church has been able to give, as you have been very generous and supportive of their drive. You've kept their doors open in a lot of ways. And so we are very thankful for that. You've also modeled it to other churches. So other resource centers were calling them, and other churches have been calling us to say, how did you figure this stuff out? And so we've been thankful that God is multiplying that effort, hopefully for the future around different parts of London. And so thankful to be part of that. I also want to give a shout out to a lady who we run the food bank every third Tuesday of the month. And so this is coming out on Wednesday. We would have run it just yesterday. But I ran it last month, and it was like, I don't know if you remember that day you thought was like, what is going on with the weather? It was like hail and sleet coming everywhere. And I'm in the truck because I can't go inside the building, running the food bank outside of a truck. And it was just miserable. And Elsa Webb, check my girl out here. She came out and said, hey, Graham, can I make some muffins for people? And I was like, yes, you can. And so I was able to give muffins out to families, and she just did what she could with what she had. And it was just an incredible blessing that she was able to give those moments. So I've seen a number of those things happening over the time that we've been isolating ourselves. And I'm just so thankful for the encouragement, so thankful for the gifting of people preaching online, and for those who are leading worship. I'm so thankful for those people who have been checking in. I've had a number of my old basketball guys that I haven't talked to in years just checking in to see how I'm doing. A number of the guys who are part of my Thursday night group have connected in and checked in. And I've just been very thankful for how this has given us an opportunity to reset and to rethink how to encourage and how to support one another in real practical ways. And some of that is just reconnecting with people that we haven't seen in a while. And some of it's making muffins or talking to a neighbor who maybe is isolated and encouraging them and supporting them. We're going to get to that a little bit more in a second, but I just wanted to, I was talking to Jude a little bit about this, and I was saying the one thing I'm noticing is that sometimes we are spinning based on what the next announcement is. If you think of where we've come over the last 8 to 9 weeks, this has been a long haul, like more than we thought it would be. This is as long as what a normal summer is, and we've been going at it and doing well. But the news and the changes of how things have happened have been mind-boggling. Like you can't imagine that everything was shut down the way it was, and now we're chewing at the bit for it to all open up. But it's amazing how we have had to learn and grow and change, and it's also amazing how many updates we've heard over the last number of weeks. And it's amazing how these updates are sometimes somewhat confusing and can kind of cause you to spin a little bit. I've been dealing with a little bit of that, and especially with people in the community who hear a report and they just kind of spin off. And what I wanted to do was just to encourage us a little bit. I feel like one of the things that was very helpful to me is there was someone who is one of our volunteers at the food bank, and she told me as a nurse in the hospital, she told me that calmness is contagious. And I just love that line. The calmness is contagious, and that when everything's hitting the fan, if we just come across as calm and collective and focused on different things, I just think that is something that can really help people cope in circumstances. And as Christians, we really do have a reason to be calm. We really do have a reason to look different than how the rest of the world is responding. And so I don't know if you're like me, I've caught myself a couple of days where I'm hearing news reports or I'm waiting for news reports and I'm disappointed in news reports, or I'm kind of just, up and down. And I've just had to kind of cut some of those things out of my daily routine. And it's been healthy for me because I'm not being dictated by what's being announced. I'm being dictated by what I've been called to do. One of the things that I liked is, as I was reading scripture, I saw a lot in the word steadiness or steadfastness. And I just wanted to encourage you with some of the things that I've been focusing on. And I think that it's helped me in encouraging other people who are not doing well at this time. And there's enough people out there to name, and we know that. And also how to encourage them and how to focus on that, but also how to bring Christ into their confusion or their spinning that maybe centers them a little bit. And so I started doing some reading on steadiness and steadfastness, and there's just a ton of stuff that just was reassuring to me about how God has demonstrated so much to us that it should almost put us in a real comfortable, firm foundation of who Christ is in our life that should overflow into how we're interacting with other people. It shouldn't be impacted by the media. It shouldn't be impacted by our aunts who read some report that everything's going down. Christ has got this. He has demonstrated that from the start. And that is one of the things that's helping me. And I just wanted to encourage you with that. In Psalm 136, it says this, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods, for his steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who alone does great wonders, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who by the understanding made the heavens, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who spread out the earth above the waters, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who has made the great lights, for his steadfast love endures forever. The sun to rule over the day, for his steadfast love endures forever. The moon and the stars to rule over the night, for his steadfast love endures forever. It just puts us in a real huge posture before God, where he is so faithful. He is so capable. He has demonstrated so much of his love to us. He has been so steady. This is not a time to forget about how steady God has been. In 1 Corinthians 15, it says this, in verse 56 to 58, The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. We already have victory. We have nothing to be fearful of. We have been given victory through what Jesus has done on our behalf. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. Our steadiness, our dependency on God is something that is not in vain. It's something that God's going to work through. He's going to teach through. He's going to encourage us through, and he's going to allow us to share that with other people. It's just an incredible, incredible opportunity we have been given to do that for others. In Colossians 4, it says, continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. At the same time, pray also for us, that God may open to us a door for the word, to declare the mystery of Christ, on account for which I am in prison, that I may make it clear, which is how I ought to speak. Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of the time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. See, I really truly believe that everyone that I am talking to in community, everyone I'm talking to from the church, they are just hungry for truth. They are hungry for more than what the world has given them before. And they are seeking out answers. And I truly believe that we've been set apart for this time to give them those answers. I encourage you to look at your times with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, with your colleagues, as an opportunity to be poised to share the word, to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, which sets you apart and is a demonstration of why you are as steady as you are. In James 5, it says, be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth. Be patient about it until it receives the early and the late rains. You also be patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord is at hand. Do not grumble against one another, brothers, so that you not be judged. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. As an example of suffering and patience, brothers, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. Behold, we consider those blessed who remain steadfast. You have heard of the steadfastness of judge, and you have been seen in the purpose of the Lord, how the Lord is compassionate and merciful. It is really easy to find ourselves grumbling or frustrated with people, or frustrated that things aren't happening as fast as they should be. My friends, I encourage us all to be steady, to be steadfast, to be patient in what the Lord is doing. He will continue to do what he is going to do. And he's going to continue to show his compassion and his mercy in the midst of it all. We have the privilege of being his children, and we have the privilege of having that truth that we can share with other people. Let us find joy in that opportunity. Let us not put our heads down. Let us look up to God and see the opportunities that are before us. I am truly thankful for this time. I'm thankful for the time that I've had to read a little differently. I put a book in my truck, so when I go somewhere and I have to wait, I just read. And I've been able to read 2 books in the last 2 months just sitting in my truck waiting. Okay, that's time I never had before. I was never waiting the way I do now. I've had opportunity with my kids, a lot of opportunity with my kids, but I'm having opportunity with my kids to say things, to teach things, to work on projects with my son, and to laugh and to play with my daughter and to teach her things. That's pretty cool. I'm having an opportunity with my wife to sit and be peaceful and to read and to encourage and to laugh together. Man, this is just an incredible gift that we've been given. But I also think that there's a number of things that are coming at us to tell us that we should be anxious and concerned and worried. And I'm choosing to be steady in the Lord instead. I'm choosing to lean into that. I'm not saying this has been perfect, but when I'm in the Word, it's quickly correcting anything that's getting in my way. I'm asking God to continually to search me and show him if there's anything anxious or against him that's developing, and to rip that out of my life. so that I can be an example and an encouragement to other people. I am looking forward to sitting in church and singing in the same room, not social distancing. I'm excited about shaking hands. I know that seems like, whoa, crazy. I'm excited about the little things. And I realized I was taking some of those things for granted. And I'm learning about those things as I long for them to one day be given back to us. I'm longing for the things that I took for granted. I'm trusting that you will find ways of looking at your schedule and realizing we don't have the same excuses before. I have finally found the greatest excuse for not going to the gym. It's not just laziness. I've been told I shouldn't go to the gym. My gym is closed. That makes me feel a little bit better. But I don't have reasons why I can't be walking. I don't have reasons why I can't be praying. I don't have reasons why I can't be reaching out and connecting with people. I just have to do it at a socially distanced way, but I can definitely be intentional. And I also have an opportunity to walk with God in a way that I'm not being barraged with everything. I encourage you, if you are someone who is on your phone or you're bombarded all the time, to take a Sabbath. Maybe on Sundays after the service happens, say, hey, we're just going to do sans technology for the rest of the day. We're going to read. We're going to pray together. We're going to be outside. We're going to do something. Just get off technology if it's becoming something that's consuming you. And I encourage you to be consumed by the things of God and to long for the opportunity we have to be our church again. Again, very thankful to be on staff, very thankful to have the opportunity to share a little glimpse of what I do. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at graham.b@wlachurch.org. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, my friends. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Where is it?
Oh, I'm going to put it on cloud. Vale.